Hello, everybody. This is the last section of notes for chapter 8. This is lesson 4, Kingdom of Cush. So, in this section right here, this little timeline, this is kind of refers to a real overview of ancient Egypt. So it started around 5000 BC and up to about 750 BC. So the Nubians lived in an area known as Kush. It is now modern day Sudan. All right, and it is located south of Egypt, and they were very similar civilization, very similar because a lot of times the Egyptians ruled over these Nubians, and they also lived right along the Nile River. Egypt conquered Nubia in the 1400s and ruled it for almost 700 years. So they have a lot of similarities. They both have pyramids. They both write in some kind of hieroglyphics, very similar gods, and pretty much a lot of similarities. During the Egyptian rule, the kingdom of Kush rose to power, and about 700 BC, the Kushites conquered Egypt. And in 720, the Pi established a new dynasty. The Kushites were overthrown by the Assyrians, and they came from Persia, that area, which, Mesopotamian area. And they learned to make iron from the Assyrians, and they grew stronger, and they learned a lot from them. And then in 540 BC, the Kushites established a major city of Meroe. And then for centuries, that's a major center for trade and iron production. And last but not least, in 350 AD, the armies of Axum invaded Kush and destroyed Meroe. Axum was an important trading center and is in present-day country of Ethiopia. And we're going to be learning a lot more about Ethiopia in the future. Ethiopia is a very strong kingdom, and even in the future, Ethiopia was the only modern day country that was never colonized by a European nation. So Ethiopia has a very strong independent history. So the kingdom of Kush ruled back and forth, so the Egyptians and the Kush would fight against each other. Sometimes the Egyptians would rule over the Nubians, sometimes the Nubians would rule over the kingdom of Kush. But basically, as we can see, about 350 AD, the area that is now ancient Egypt was pretty much being overrun by the Ethiopians, and I think last but not least is the Romans. And we'll learn more about the Romans and the Greeks next year and find out the real final days of the ancient Egyptian empire. Because once a lot of the last few pharaohs, like Cleopatra was the last pharaoh, and she was legit Greek. If they took her DNA, or if they found her DNA, or if they looked at her lineage, it was Greek. So this was kind of the real downfall, or the last real effort of the ancient Egyptians. So please make sure you fill these notes in. We'll be talking more about this in class.